Hello, another video. I just realized when I started to film that maybe the sound of the brook is interfering. I hope not. Also we'll film a segment in the forest shelter where I'm heading, so I will do there some feathers. Drinking also here some coffee. Been a bit tired today, didn't sleep that well, so sometimes, maybe once a week I drink coffee. It's like an instant, almost like an instant drug for me. Normally I drink strong black tea. Yeah, it tastes nice sometimes, really. So, no, yeah, Kukkeli Bushcraft. There was the European dipper for you again. There's quite a bit in these waters. Okay, so this knife. The Brisa Trooper 100. $115. So this is a bit of a abnormal video in the sense that I normally test the knife much more before I do the video, but I just wanted to do a review immediately from this because I kind of like it, and I kind of tried to mix it up a bit. So I most definitely will do another video of this in a, let's say, couple of months. Sip of coffee. Oh yeah, nice. This is on the lines, this knife, of being one of the best first impressions that I've had with a knife in, let's say, in a year or something. Immediately when I took it out of the box, I just thought, okay, this probably is my favorite Brisa knife. I've owned many Brisas. I've gave also away, sold few, and I still have 5 Brisa knives. I like them all, actually. I do like the knives, but this is exceptional. It's in AT CRV2. It's very comfortable in the hand. That was the first thing. The handle is very nice. The handle is extremely nice. It has a bit this kind of, would say, similar a bit to bar grip and gunny, maybe, if you own that knife or you've seen that knife. They both have this kind of a finger choil here, gunny and this. It's very similar if you look that up. The biggest difference that I notice is that this is a bit beefier than the gunny, and that's a good thing. So not too much, not too aggressive contouring, a bit of a palm swell here. Nothing is too exaggerated, and this is something which I really like. And it gives this kind of a puukko, bit of a puukko feel. Puukko handles are very kind of, you could say, simple, but often if you have a simple handle, it also allows multitudes of different kind of positions with the hand on the handle. So yeah, that was one thing that I noticed. Also, kind of like this, it's very kind of middle of the road with almost everything. So this is kind of, it's not too long, it's not too short. It's 11.5 centimeters. Quite thick. This is thicker than, for example, the Trapper by Brisa, and I like it. I actually like it. I haven't really owned a knife quite like this, so that's a nice thing. The grind is great. I really that was one of my like biggest things that I wanted to have this knife. Immediately when it came, I thought I just have to buy this knife. This is such a great design. No drop point almost. I think there is no drop point. It's very, very straight. Everything is kind of simple but nice. Very, very sharp. The spine. Very, very, very sharp. Let me see if I can show it like this. It's going to be for me this kind of no nonsense one tool option belt knife that I can just take with me if I do, for example, I'm skiing or doing five hours trip in the woods. I'm not going to do that much bushcrafting or anything, but I want to have a like reliable belt knife, maybe preparing the fire at some point. And then you want to have kind of lightweight. This is very lightweight actually. This is something which I also like about this. Though very sturdy, nice the tip also. We turn it like this. The tip is very nice. It's piercing but robust. Something which I actually don't like that much with the bark rivet tips. They tend to do like convex also in the tip, and they feel they're very fragile. So in my opinion, the tip doesn't need to be that fragile. So this is kind of nice compromise. So you have a piercing abilities, but this will take beating. I like the look also. It's curly birch, black curly birch. Looks almost like a marmor. Like, how do you say marble? Marmor in Finnish. I don't know. And yeah, one very important thing, and this is something which in knives in general for me is important. Look the balance. It's right there where I'm going to use the knife. So this is something which I really like. This is something which I often notice immediately with the knife when I have it on the hand. Is the balance right? And this is almost like the handle is as long as the blade. So this is very like the kind of middle of the road. Everything works. You don't need to think about it. It does everything you need to. Anything you want the knife to do. This is actually a bit slicier than like regular Scandi. So I was just doing some food prep, tomatoes and something. Actually, this kind of high Scandi is not that bad. But then it does also feathers, carves very well. We'll show it. Maybe I will actually put the link. Sorry, the footage here. Was actually thinking the other day that I should do a video of batoning. I haven't. Well, I have done one video, but I could test a few knives and kind of my opinion of it. It seems to be a bit of a controversial topic for me. It's kind of a nonsense discussion anyway. I've used the technique called batoning always. It's just using your common sense. So anything in life that you do too much can be a bad thing. So you can drink too much water and you'll die. So it's all about doing things within reason. So here I have birch tree, and this is easy tree to go through with this type of knife. So let's test it. And one thing also in batoning, sorry, it doesn't show. I have to fix this a bit. And one thing also with batoning is that well, here I can go straight, but if I have a bigger piece of wood I can easily go around slowly, and it's no problem. So this will snap so easily. And I've batoned with my old puukkos all my life. It doesn't mean that I don't like axes. So of course there's situations where axes are much better and faster. Use them all the time in my garden. Okay. So it has a lovely grind, I have to say. I really like this because it's always kind of look for a grind, or at least in generally I would look a grind that is capable of doing feathers, but also capable of carving. So you have a edge you have an edge geometry that isn't too thick, not too thin behind the edge. It goes without saying, I guess. So this I feel is very nice, and this will improve with age. I'm 100% certain. So, but this has very nice, like fine feathers. But then you can also deep if you want. No problems. Yeah, it's a beauty. And also preparing a fire, it's also important to be able to just do this kind of bigger shavings. So wood material in different sizes. So that's why I actually, well, I'm comparing this all the time to the gunny, but it's so similar in many aspects. I like this type of grind actually a bit more than the gunny. I might even thin it down a bit. I think I've thinned it down already like 3 times. So it was insanely thick behind the edge. Nevertheless, I love the knife. It's just making feathers with that one is so much fun. But it's, maybe I will leave that. I don't want to ruin the grind still, but it's nice to have different type of grinds. But I do prefer, this is more versatile. It's a bit like the GNS, so you can do very, very fine feathers if you want. You can carve, you can dig deep, you can do whatever. So all in all, just a great knife. Comes with this standard Brisa leather sheath. I think they're good quality. Sometimes the retention haven't been with few knives that great, but for example I have the Kephart, I have the Nesmuk, no problem, and they're kind of similar sheaths, and this feels like it's very, very good, the retention. This is not going to drop. Yeah, I will do another video of this when I have been using it more, but this is already becoming like one of my favorite at the moment. So I'm really now having all the time carrying this with me, and there's many things that I like really. The handle is one of those. It's right up there with one of my like favorite handles of this kind of full tang knives. The GNS from LT Wright, that's still on a kind of next level, but this is right up there. This is very, very nice. So all in all, very, very happy with this knife. And actually, I want to still mention, when I had the knife, I was just using it the first day. I don't often have this. With few knives, I have this. For example, I had the Tommy Puukko. When I had the Tommy Puukko, I thought, okay, I want to have another Tommy Puukko. So with some knives, there's this kind of, I want to have another one. Maybe with a different steel or a bit larger. With LT Wright GNS, for example, that was a knife. Like after one day, I was already searching like the saber grind version of that knife. It's just so comfortable. It's like made to my hand, and there is not so much knives that actually are like that in a sense. So I've used and collected knives since almost 30 years now, and it's not often. So very often very disappointing knives or mediocre, good. But to find that kind of very, very, very good, excellent, superb handle for just made to your hand, it's not so often that it happens. So with this was the same thing. When I had this on the hand, I thought, okay, this I could immediately buy, for example, in Elmax or whatnot, some other steel. And with maybe some other handle material, maybe like micarta and Elmax would be nice for the archipelago or like a wet conditions. Well, anyways, I'm continuing here, finishing my coffee, and definitely going to do another review of this. But hey, have a nice day everybody. See you later.